What's going on, guys? Sage here, ready for that week 1 overview and week 2 projection, so let's get into it. So to start off, we're just going to go back and look at all the week 1 games and kind of see how they went down. So first we had Friggy and Wes, and this ended up being a really good game and ended up being a lot closer than I think anyone thought it was going to be. I'm pretty sure Andrew probably went to bed and had no idea that Wes had ended up only about 7 points down from him. But yeah, that was a pretty good game. West kind of got screwed by scoring over 150 points and then not actually getting a dub out of that, so that sucks, but it's a good sign for both teams. So next game was Nate and Fick. This is actually another one that ended up coming down almost to the end of that late night game last night. I know this one definitely hurts for Nate because coming off a championship, he was riding pretty high on his team. And there was a lot of shit talk between Fick and Nate before this week started, and it kind of didn't go down like he wanted to. And then I kind of did text Nate right when Waller was on a roll, saying that he was going to end up winning, and kind of jinxed him as he didn't get another catch after that. Yeah, it was a pretty close game again. These have been all pretty good games so far. So next was Kev and Bobblehead Bill. Kev's team balled the fuck out. 42 points from Eckler was insane, especially for someone who drafted in the 7th round, and we didn't know if Melvin was going to play. So that worked out real well for him. Bill put up 106 points. His receivers combined barely got 10 points. Pretty disappointing. His third highest score was his kicker, so that kind of says it all. But we all know Bill's not going to make any trades to try to make his team any better, so this is kind of what we're going to come to expect from Bill, but yeah, Kev got the big dub on that one, dropped 132. It's not too bad. So here we got Lou and Mark. Oh man, we're talking about trust in the process or what? This dude told us it was going to happen. He'd been hyping up all preseason that this year's changing. He switched his name to Lululemon, kind of giving us a taste of that lemonade, and dropped to 195 basically. McCaffrey dropped 46, and his receivers performed decently well. Mahomes dropping 34, which is kind of expected, but man, it's a tough loss for Mark. It's tough to play anyone when they drop 195, but we'll see what Lululemon can do and see if he can carry this out for the rest of the season. So next is me and Dan. Me and Dan have been kind of talking, hyping this game up all week. Holmes put us in one of the top matchups, and didn't really end up being too exciting of a game with Dan's best player getting hurt in the first quarter and then Geis getting hurt too. So didn't live up to the hype that we expected. Freeman shit the bed for me, so I was sitting around watching the 1 o'clock games for 2 hours with, I think, 17 points for 4 straight hours. So that kind of sucked, but not looking good for Dan. Tough first week. I know he was excited, but definitely didn't start like he wanted him to, but we'll see if he makes some moves and figures his shit out. So last matchup of that week was Nard and Holmes. I know this is a big one for Nard, because Nard loves nothing more in his entire world than being Holmes, and his team performed, man. He almost put 150, and Holmes dropped less than 100, but honestly, he didn't even know what the score was this game because he was fighting a fire, so really it probably wasn't that bad for Holmes, but I know Nard's taking this one to the grave and is never going to let Holmes forget this big W put up on him on week 1, but definitely a good start for Nard. His team's looking real strong. So just to throw a little new segment here, I did the Wreck of the Week, which is basically just the team that had a pretty solid week and normally would have won, but got absolutely screwed by who they were playing, and it's obviously Mark getting screwed by Lou dropping 195. You don't have really a chance of beating a kid who drops 195, so tough loss, Mark. And I know it blows, but you dropped a decent amount. Alright, so now we can get into the part we've all been waiting for, power rankings. I did a couple extra things, kind of talked about people's floors where I think is the lowest they could possibly be ranked this season, or then the ceiling of how high they can go and kind of what's making them being ranked where they are. Alright, so coming in at 12, I know it definitely sucks, but it's Dan. He had 2 big injuries in the first quarter of the game, and the rest of his team, Aaron Jones didn't perform. So I'm putting his floor at 12, obviously, that's where he is right now, and I'm putting his ceiling at 7, because I think once his players come back, he has a chance, and possibly he can trade those players before they get back and maybe make something out of his team. So like I said, the cons are his injuries, and his pros are that he has really good players, but they're injured. So we'll see what he does with it. Dude's real fucking stubborn when it comes to trading and always has a trade and would rather just see the name Tyreek Hill on his bench instead of trading him and actually get something for him. So you never know. I don't know what to expect from Dan, but we'll see. All right, so coming at 11, we got Holmes. Yeah, I mean, his team just kind of played like shit this past week. He had Mixon get hurt early too, which definitely fucked his team up. So I'm putting his floor at 12 because I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if he's going to go down from here, but I also put his ceiling at 8 because I think he has some potential to move up and he's been making some moves. Obviously, started off on a rough start with the draft. It didn't go over well. We can blame Chris for that one, but he's making trades to improve, and I think that's his best chance. And I think he's working on that right now, so he might get up to, I would say 8's the highest I see him at, but you never know. So coming in at 10, we got Bill. I think this is kind of as low as I can see him going. He's got a pretty solid talent on his team, so I don't really see him being a worst team in the league, but I'd also only put his ceiling at 6. I mean, his receivers are kind of trash, as we saw. I mean, like I said, they put up 10 points combined. Definitely not a good start. But his running backs look real good, man. I mean, if Dalvin Cook can stay healthy, I think Bill's going to have a decent team that could definitely get some wins from just DJ and Dalvin Cook. So, see how it works out. But we know Bill ain't making no moves to make his team any better. I mean, I texted him, I think, 2 days ago asking if he wanted a receiver, and he still hasn't even read the text. So, Bill's going to let his team ride out, whether it means being the worst team in the league or being the best. So, that's where we're getting with him. So coming at 9, we got Mark. I think the highest I could see him at is probably about 5, and I think this is probably about as low as he can go too. I mean, definitely has a talented team. I mean, like I said, with pros, I mean, he has Saquon Barkley. I mean, that's really kind of a lot right there, but I don't think his receivers are very good. So I think 9's probably a fair spot for him right now, but I know he's going to be pissed and want to be higher, but your 9 Mark. So coming in at 8, we got Nate. I know he's been depressed all week about his team, and I think he's ready to give up on the season, even though it's just week 1. But, yeah, I mean, I think he shouldn't have traded CMC in the beginning. But I'm putting his floor at 9 because I don't know exactly what happened, but I'm putting his ceiling at 1 because you never fucking know with him, and he's going to somehow find a way to make these trades and make it seem good again because he always fucking does it. So I don't put anything by him. The dude's relentless. So I think, honestly, he might end up at number 1. He might end up maybe missing a playoffs. Who the fuck knows at this point? But he has the players to make the trades. I mean, you just got to find the right one and then just keep building. Same shit last year, so we'll fucking see. All right, coming at 7, we got Thick. I think we could see him move up to maybe 5, but the highest I see him going. And 9, barely missing playoffs. I don't think that's going to happen, but that's probably the lowest it can go. I think his biggest issue might be consistency. I don't really know how Kenny Drake's going to do all year. I don't really think Al Robson's going to play like he did. I mean, is Antonio Brown going to step up? Like, who the hell knows? I mean, he's lucky he got Zeke's back, but, like, that's relates to the pros. I mean, his players decided to play. I mean, it was looking like Thick was on the track to be the 12th worst team in about a couple weeks ago, but he really lucked out, so we'll see what happens with this team. Coming at 6, we got Kev. I think I could see him being probably the 4th best team and maybe being the 7th, but I mean, he's a playoff team. Couldn't really find any real cons with his team. I mean, it's just all going to come down to if they perform. He's got really good running backs. I mean, all three of his running backs, I think, dropped like over 25 points. So, I mean, if they can keep doing that, he's going to be set. But it's going to come down. I mean, Ebron didn't do jack shit. Baker sucked yesterday or this past weekend, so we'll see with Kev. So this is definitely where it started getting a little tricky. Didn't know exactly how to separate people at this point. But coming at 5, we got Wes. I think I could see him. 3 is probably the highest I could see him going out. Definitely don't think he is the best team. But he definitely has a playoff team and not moving down too much of the floor. I mean, he's going to make it. But wide receiver 2 is a little trash, but he has a lot of talent besides that. I mean, it all depends. I mean, we'll see if Derrick Henry keeps up what he does. Josh Jacobs looked like a fucking stud after week 1, but who knows if he's going to be able to do that as a rookie. So we'll see with West. So coming in at 4, we got Lululemon. This is a weird one because I think I have him so high because he dropped 195, and I don't think you can really ignore that. So I have his ceiling at 3, but I also have his floor at 11 because you never fucking know with Lou. The process has led us on an absolute roller coaster the past couple of years, and unfortunately, he always finds a way to blow it. I don't really like his receivers at all. I mean, I think he got so many points because they had got lucky. But I mean, CMC and Patty alone might get him 70 points a week. So I think 4 is a fair spot. Um, but yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, Lou. I'm trusting the process and I'm drinking the lemonade, but you always end up blowing shit, man. So we'll see what happens. So 3, I put myself. I don't think I have the best team, so I mean, I think the best I could see myself at is maybe 2, and 6 is my floor. I mean, my running backs are solid. I have a solid wide receiver 1. Ingram looks good, but who the fuck knows what Dak's gonna do? Freeman might fucking get 4 points a game, so who knows with that? But yeah, I mean, who the hell knows? It's gonna be a wait and see for my team. I think it all depends. Also depends if Godwin can perform, but we'll see. So coming at 2, we got Free. I think he definitely has potential to be a top team. Floor, I would say, is 4. I mean, he's going to be a top team no matter what. I can't see it going any other way. I think the only thing I have to worry about is his team going to be as consistent as they have been. I mean, we're not sure what's going to happen with Damian Williams. He looked pretty good in the passing game, but was it 26 rushing yards? So who knows with that? I mean, I know he's riding high in Sammy Watkins after he dropped 50 points, which I think we all would, but who knows how that's going to last? I mean, Sammy Dropkins for a reason, so who knows? But he's got the depth. I mean, and if Lamar plays like he has, I mean, Andrews definitely potentially is a top team. Oh man, coming in at number 1. Never thought I would ever say this word's coming out of my mouth, but Nar, I think right now is number 1. Obviously, that's going to be a ceiling. I mean, it's where he's at right now, so he can't go any higher than that. But I'm putting his floor at 5 because Nard's another one of those guys that seems to do things that end up making his team worse, almost like Lou does. Even today, I mean, panicked on Sony for Philip Lindsay, and I'm not sure if Zach watched that Broncos game last night, but you split a decent amount of time with Royce Freeman, and I think it was a little quick to jump ship on Sony. I think you could have got a little more from that, but he's got the depth. I mean, Singletary was a great pickup for him. He has the potential to stay at number 1, but who knows, man? Can't trust Zach, but shout out to him for now for being the top team. All right, so we're gonna move on to the week 2 matchups. Kind of rank them from best to worst or worst to best matchup. Kind of give predictions on who I think is gonna win each game. So coming in, I think is the worst matchup is Holmes versus Bill. This is the matchup of the West Coast boys. They're both 0-1. They're the 11th and 10th ranked teams in my power ranking. Who I think is going to win is Holmes. I think Holmes is going to pull out the dub. He's been making moves, and I don't think he's done making moves, so I think he's actually going to pull something out of his sleeve, maybe move with the power ranking. But this is just my worst matchup because Holmes isn't going to watch half the games. He's going to be fighting fire. Bill, I honestly don't even know if he's still in this league sometimes because he doesn't, I don't know, he's just not even really there sometimes. But we'll see. I mean, these are the West Coast guys. We'll see who's going to be the king of the West Coast and represent out there. So coming up 5, I got Dan versus Fick. Dan's 0-1, Fick's 1-0. Dan's last seed and Fick's the 7th seed. Giving this game to Fick. I don't really see it going the other way because Dan's not making moves. Dan would rather just see AJ Green and Tyreek Hill, the names on his bench, than make a move and try to improve. Because he's right now his wide receiver 2 is a wide receiver that played 18% of the snaps. So I'm sorry, Dan. I'm really giving it to you this podcast, but you gotta do something, bro. So coming in at 4, we got number 5 Wes versus number 6 Kev. Wes lost first game, but dropped a shit ton of points. Dropped over 150, so it's going to be a tough matchup. I think it's going to be a tough one for Kev. Winning that game, I got Kev, though. I think Kevin might pull another good week out of his sleeve. Go 2-0. Wes might fall 0-1, 0-2. I mean, he's got a good team, though, so we'll see. It's going to be a good matchup, but didn't have it in my top 3. So coming in at 3, I got me, ranked number 3, versus Mark, ranked number 9. Mark lost first week to Lou by a shit ton, and I got to play a pretty easy matchup with Dan. This matchup's got a lot of rivalry to it. I mean, decent amount of shit talking. So that's why I put it at number 3. I think it's pretty good. I mean, we scored pretty much the same amount of points last week. We'll see how it pans out. He's telling me he doesn't want to make any trades this week, but he's trying to get trades with everyone else and made trades already. So we'll see what happens. So coming in at 2, we got Lou versus Nate. This is another matchup that's probably going to be a shit ton of shit talk. Lewis number 4, Nate's number 8. This is kind of I feel like in Nate's mindset is going to be a make or break. If he goes down 0-2, and especially Lewis, I think Nate might throw in the towel on the season. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a real tough game, but I'm picking Nate to win it. Lou, I think all good things have to come to an end, and I think the lemonade might go a little sour week 2. You might come crashing back down to earth and maybe reconsider trading CMC to someone. But yeah, I'm going with Nate on this one. I think Nate's team's gonna pull together a little more, and maybe he'll lighten up about this season. So last best match of the week, obviously, Nard 1-0, Andrew 1-0. The 1 and 2 seed playing against each other. This is gonna be a good one. I mean, they're both top 2 teams. Obviously, it's gonna be a lot of friendly shit talk. Nard's feeling good about his team, but I'm going with Andrew on this one. I think Andrew's going to claim the number 1 seed next week. Yeah, I mean, like I said, Nard does these moves that I feel like don't make his team any better, and Andrew's looking good right now. So it's going to be a high-scoring, close matchup, I think, but I'll give it to Andrew. And lastly, I got my total vote predictions. I got Dan and Bill. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to explain why, but I think Bill's going to let his team ride out, and that may take him out. I could be wrong about Bill, but I think it could land him there again. And Dan, I mean, he's just shit out of luck right now. We'll see if he makes moves. If he makes moves, I'll change my mind, but for now, with him just riding this wave out, he's going to be in the toilet bowl. I'm sorry, Dan. I love you, man, but that's just how it's going.